So, I guess I'll put this back on my mouth just to set this up. Yum. I don't even like oranges that much, but it's good today. And I don't have room on my table for this one. There we go. Maybe you can still see that. Anyway. I don't have room for this one. But this one, honestly, I don't understand why it was even created. And I don't know, I don't know. Maybe you have a lot of tiny scraps and you're like, what can I do with them? Make little pin cushions? Sure, but I don't know. I think this book is just, you flip through it and you go, oh yeah, pretty. You know, like a magazine. Whatever. I don't think you're actually meant to. I mean, you could follow all the instructions and do it, but it seemed pretty basic anyway. But what strikes me as interesting about this book is very thin. And really, I mean, you could do this without, you should be able to do it without a pattern, without even thinking about it. Because a pin cushion, really, it's just meant to be a fun little thing to stick pins in, right? So do you really need it to be really precise or anything? But what's interesting is the price tag on here. Canadian, $32.99. Lethbridge Public Library paid $32.99 for this tiny little thing, which I don't understand that. Anyway, so that's that one. I wouldn't recommend that one. So I'm going to talk about the Alkaline Reset Cleanse. First, by Ross Bridgeford. Page 20, liver cleanses and filters the blood, filters everything you eat, removes toxins, dead and unhealthy cells, bacteria, chemicals from blood before they pass into digestive tract, skin, respiratory system, etc. Produces bile to digest fat, creates protein that repair, regenerate tissues and cells throughout body, synthesizes cholesterol, vital for basic functioning, and delivers it to your cells, breaks down carbs, protein, fat from food eaten and turns into useful compounds which drives metabolism, processes fructose, only organ that can do so, unlike glucose which can be metabolized anywhere in the body, stores energy in the form of metabolized on-demand glycogen, a carb that fuels the body, stores nutrients, breaks down unrequited? I don't know if I wrote that down right. Components in the body, including excess insulin to a point, other hormones and dead cells. In effect, it acts as a clearinghouse for the body. 21. Blood pH is 7.365. Rest of body slightly acidic. Body can't handle becoming too acidic without dying. Blood can become slightly more acidic without killing you. But if it does this too often, you will contend with chronic diet-induced acidosis, a condition linked to most cancers, hypertension, cardiovascular disease, type 2 diabetes, irritable bowel syndrome, Crohn's, chronic fatigue syndrome, kidney disease, liver disease, brain conditions, and depression. 24. Gluten's broken down into gliadin and glutenin by the enzyme transglutaminase, TG. Antibodies attack gliadin but also destroy, erode digestive system. Superstars. I don't even know what this means. I put a question mark because it's like erodes digestive system. Superstars. Okay. And nutrient absorbing microvilli. So your system isn't absorbing nutrients and you get fatigued. Grains contain phytic acid and lectins. Phthalates block absorption of minerals. Lectins can't be digested but cause inflammation. Increased inflammation equals increased cortisol and higher acidity. Then leaky gut. Eat alkaline vegetables, seeds, lentils, oats, beans. Stay away from sugar, gluten, grains, processed everything. 53. Lutein and zeaxanthin carotenoids in kale, spinach, bell pepper, and broccoli. Quercetin. Spinach, lettuce, tomatoes, bell peppers, asparagus, and buckwheat. Fight inflammation, protect against heart disease. Pinoresinol, I don't know what that is. Laricericinol, and sequoisoresinol. Lignans in cuke, cabbage, kale, sesame seeds, and EVOO. Protect against hormone-related cancers. Catechin, flavonoid in green tea and cocoa that prevents heart disease. Isohamnitin is found in onions, suppress skin disorders. Epiginin, parsley and celery. Anti-carcinogens, 0% acidic. That's okay. What you're supposed to eat? Page 67. 0% or 0 acidic. Oh dear. I've made my writing 2-point form to even recognize what I was trying to say here. So usually I can translate it while I'm reading and it works out okay, but no. I don't know. Inflammatory, oxidative stress inducing foods. No meat from any creature that walks, crawls, swims, or flies. No byproducts from any creature, egg, milk. No fruit except lemon, lime, avocados, and tomato, which are alkaline forming. Just avoid fructose, even blueberries, for 1 week. Just 1 week. He's just wanting to detox. This is just the things he wants you to eat only for 1 week, so it's not a big deal if you're into it. No sugar, no grain. Only drink water, almond milk, or coconut milk. Page 71. In tap water, bromochloroacetic acid induces gene mutation and is associated with DNA damage. Perchlorate from rocket fuel, toxic to thyroid gland. Again, this is tough as in tap water. Methyl butyl ether, gas additive, associated with liver and kidney damage and nervous system effects. Diane-butyl phthalate, plasticizers, birth defects, and reproductive toxicity. 84. When sugar melts with protein, it undergoes the Maillard reaction. This creates a breeding ground for superoxide free radicals. When liver is inflamed, it inhibits amino acid quality and protein synthesis. When fructose meets liver, lipogenesis occurs. 88. Milk calcium. Only 30% is absorbed by our digestive system compared to 65% of calcium in vegetables. Milk is acid-forming. Dairy contains the sugars lactose and D-galactose, which cause insulin resistance, digestive issues, oxidative stress, and weight gain. Foods that are high in calcium. I'm now on page 89. That is absorbed and doesn't rob the bones. Chia, spinach, kale, almonds, beans, and broccoli. He adds green powder to his cleanse regimen, 1 scoop per day. 95. He doesn't take probiotics on his cleanse. He says that good or bad bacteria added to the gut just feeds the bad bacteria. If you have a gut full of bad bacteria, stop feeding the bad bacteria by eliminating sugar and gluten. Okay, so at this point, I remember him saying something about, there's loads of studies that say, I don't know exactly his wording, that if you put in the probiotic bacteria, if you're eating stuff like kimchi and whatever, when you're trying to cleanse the bad stuff out, I can't remember his wording. It was like something like, I don't know, feeds the fire, I think he said. So it just makes things worse anyway. And he did not provide any studies. He said there's loads of studies that say this, but he didn't even provide any. And I have not found that, like with my own self, when I've never found any reason to stop taking the probiotic. He says after the cleanse, establish a gut full of good bacteria from the sauerkraut, kimchi, kombucha, and then feed this good bacteria loads of veggies, right? Because those are the prebiotics. And then the fiber from the vegetables, they digest it. Anyway, once your gut is full of good bacteria, and I don't think he explained that anyway. I don't think he understands that, honestly. Stop daily intake of fermented food because they're acid forming. So he's against you eating them. He wants you to reestablish your good gut bacteria and then just stop taking it because he wants you to keep on the alkaline diet. Which, okay, I don't know, whatever. But I haven't found it's bad at all to stop. Like, I don't, whenever I take the kimchi and stuff, I feel better, like way healthier. So whenever I stop taking it, I feel less healthy. I don't know. I'm going with what I feel like. And I try to eat healthy, and I do agree with most of what he's saying there about the eat alkaline. Yeah. Eat the vegetables. That's the way to go. But honestly, I mean, are you going to stay on it? Or are you going to sneak some cheese every now and then? Or are you going to sneak a chocolate, you know, with some sugar? Good luck. So, anyway, I didn't actually enjoy this book very much. And I was even more disappointed in this one. I really was excited about this book because I thought it was going to be about greenhouses. Honestly, I thought, finally, somebody's figured this out. Because, like, what was it? More than 20 years ago, 25 years ago, whatever. I was in school, in college, studying greenhouse. And I'd hear for years and years, I'd hear people talking about different types of agriculture and how, the land can't be used for anything else, so this is the good use for it. And I'd be like, you could stick a greenhouse on there, you know. It's a high, you get a lot of profit, a lot of productivity out of a greenhouse, but you can put it anywhere. So I don't know. Anyway, but page 15. This book was not about that. This book was about intrapreneurship, which, you know, you get these management sort of people who really they're, I'm pretty sure they're all just flunkies from, like they're failed sports heroes in their own minds. They'd wanted to be some sort of sports star, and they didn't do anything really more in school than studying sports or to be an athlete of some kind, because that was their big dream and that's what they were going to do. And rather than living the honest life as a shoe salesman, they decided to become management. It's management somehow, these are who they hire. If you played sports in university, you're pretty much a shoo-in for a management job. So, anyway, page 15. Intrapreneurs are disruptive, have a natural ability to spot trends and see things before they happen. Intrapreneurs are constantly researching, observing, and reading. Intrapreneurs cultivate ideas. They know how to pivot. They're flexible but focused and driven by passion and by what they believe in. So I read this and I'm like, yeah, somebody thinks I'm awesome, because this is like totally describing me, right? 128, and it's somehow I don't think I'm gonna get a big job doing whatever I'm gonna. This is what intrapreneurs really get to do. They get to sit at home and talk about the books they read. 128. There are 5 types of people you should be looking for to create the greenhouse effect within your company. Each one is a type of intrapreneur, and their traits and personalities are key for innovation, growth, and solving problems. 1. Disruptors. The curious people who ask lots of questions, push the boundaries, and probe business models. They are the people who make you think, who make you see things in a different light. They look at what is coming next and propose ideas on how to be better with potentially new business ideas and methods. They ask people to change, and people are very uncomfortable with change. Researchers, always reading and learning. They look intensely at what's going on in the world outside. They need little direction because they'll always find answers. Now, I'm obviously, if you've been following my blog, I am a combination of those. Like, I have both of those traits. I'm a disruptor and a researcher. Like, if you want to follow their lingo. And yeah, most of the time, people are very uncomfortable with me hanging around, and they tend to try to gang up on me and destroy me. So that works out really well for me. And then the researcher thing, well, most of the time, like, I don't need direction. I'm going to figure out what to do, and I'm going to do it. And if you leave me alone, I will get the job done, and I will do it better than probably 2 or 3 people that you could hire to do the job. So at the same time, I will be more productive than them. So, and I have had a few supervisors that recognize that, and they just let me do my thing, and things worked out really well. And then others who they really wanted to take credit for my work, so they wanted to try to direct it, and they weren't good at it, and less got done, and anyway. Trend spotters. See what's coming next. Mavericks and rebels take risks and color outside the lines. They're not afraid to speak their minds. Connectors know what linkages are necessary to ensure that the project is fully executed. They bring the puzzle pieces together. My mom's a connector. She's incredible, actually. James speaks his mind. I don't speak. Anyway, but 142. Executive sponsor, champion for the project. They remove roadblocks. Project lead, organized direction. One coach and facilitator. Makes sure team stays on track. Project team, 3 to 5 people. Disruptors, mavericks, researchers, cross-functional people. So, anyway. Somehow I don't think anybody's gonna headhunt me and make me some wealthy disruptor, researcher, cross-functional part of their project team. But who knows, right? Anyway, the dogs are watching this inside. This is Bang, Series 1. And it's another Welsh series, but unfortunately, like, it's a police drama. And unless you're Welsh, I can't imagine anybody would want to watch this, because you have to read subtitles the whole way through, because they're speaking Welsh. And I mean, I personally don't mind reading subtitles if the movie's worth it. You know, if I'm watching a movie and it's awesome, like Amelie or something, yeah, put those subtitles in front of me. I'm going to sit there and watch the whole thing. But most of the time when I'm watching a movie or a TV show or whatever, most of the time I'm not even in the room. I'm out in the kitchen, I'm doing whatever, or I'm reading, and I'm not going to be sitting reading subtitles for a police drama. It's not worth it. So, anyway, so I watched Bob's Burgers, the complete 8th season, while I was reading these books, and I just have this on for when the dogs are watching TV, or when I'm like doing my physio exercises, or in the kitchen. Today I mopped and swept the floors while that was on. It worked out well. But yeah, Bob's Burgers, that was funny enough. I don't actually like the series. It's okay. The animation's really bad, and I guess they realized that because or somebody noticed it, because the first episode they have a whole bunch of different styles of animation that they're throwing together for it, trying new things, I guess, or whatever, right? And then they went back to same old, but anyway, I did like the last, they always have some sort of a song, and they're usually really bad songs, but I I like the song for the wedding, hamburger catered wedding. I thought that was pretty good. And what else did I like about it? I don't know. It's good enough. You know, you see, it's good to see a series with just average kind of working class people. You know, there's this family and they're trying to pay their rent. They live above their hamburger restaurant, and that's that, right? It's okay. Kids are playing in the alley out back by the dumpster. I mean, honestly, it's more real than a lot of shows. So anyway, I like that about that. And that's it.